Hey, it's Jasmine Elizabeth, and you are tuned in to Dear Jazzy. Happy Friday, y'all. We're on the R network. I'm going to give everybody time to log in, to get into the chat, to get comfy. Thank you for hopping on today, this Friday afternoon, in your respective places. I learned that. People watch in so many different cities. I thought it was just like Denver, like we were just Denver Aurora conversation, but it's not. So shout out to people who watch in different cities, states, countries. You can drop them in the comments if you would like, wherever you're tuning in. We will shout your city out. And again, I am Jasmine Elizabeth. This is Dear Jazzy, where we have conversations about things that you send to my inbox. So every week we get different letters, chats, messages, and we chop it up. But what makes it so fun is we have conversations in the comments. So this podcast exists to allow you to converse with other people, to hear other perspectives and dynamics. So we encourage you to share it. Share it on your page, share your YouTube, share it on Instagram, because in actuality, we know the more the merrier. And it gets a little intense sometimes, but it's all fun and it's all good. And it's how we learn and how we grow. So take some time, say what's up, share it, like it, comment. Hi, Miss Teresa. Hi, LaDonna. Shout out to the mamas in the comments. Shout out to LaDonna and the Real Baddies and the dope fashion show that she just participated in. It's always good to see people growing and thriving in their lane. So shout out to you, LaDonna. That's really dope how you're making that happen with Real Baddies. And I know it's your sister's line, but you're definitely put it on for her. So I appreciate that. Hey, Sean. Hey, Tilly. Hey, Mama T. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. So while we're waiting for everybody to tune in, I will start out with just a couple announcements. As you guys already know, we're Plug and Breathe on Sundays at Tetra. Get some taboo in, come play spades with us, dominoes, hang out, and we actually have a pretty cool food truck that is consistent now. That'll be there every week, serving soul food, barbecue, and really good food. So come out for some good food, come out for your whipped butters, come out for a vibe, for some massages every Sunday at Tetra. I'd say like 3 to 7. I'd say it's about 3 to 7 is how it vibes out there. And that's in Denver, Colorado. And then I'm super excited to see some of you all at the Now I Know Intimate Dinner Experience next week. That's going to take place on the 7th. So we can just look forward to a really cool conversation, intimate discussion, reflection on the book. And if you notice on my pages, I'm starting to do like Now I Know reflections and things that people have shared as takeaways from the book. So if you want to share in the tag along or tag along in the tag along, you can share your insights as you read. Now I know, because a lot of times people text me or message me, but it's always good to see it on your timeline. So do that for me too, please. And yeah, so we have Breathe, we have Now I Know, we have Mamas, we have all the good things popping off, and we have some comments and reflections from last week, but not too dope. I mean, not too intense. We just had people write in to say like friendships matter and you shouldn't give it up over money and things of that nature. So if you want to know what we're referring to, definitely tap into last week's episode. And if you know, we are on YouTube and we are on Amazon and we're on Facebook. So if you ever miss one of our conversations, you can always go back and watch it again on Facebook, on Amazon, on YouTube, and it's our network. So definitely tap in if you missed it. And yes, BB Vanilla, if you come to Tetra, we can get in on a game of spades, dominoes. It would be cool to meet you in person, see who you are, and get down on some games. And it's a whole vibe. We got a dope playlist. A lot of people come and be like, oh, this playlist is dope. You can do anything to it. And so the music's good. The vibe is good. It's just a really good time. So step out. It's good. So it's moving. We're getting people on. Oh, if you guys have like a product or a service or anything that you want to mention on Dear Jassy, shoot us an email and we can talk about sponsorship packages, marketing materials, and all that jazz. Because we do have a pretty good reach. And if you ask Miss Von Teese with her whip butters, she's definitely seen some numbers because of this production and because of Tetra. So if you're a small business in the Denver area, you want to plug your product, you want to plug your line, definitely send me an email, dearjassy at gmail.com. And that's DEARJASSY. Excuse me. I'm a little hoarse today, but dearjassy at gmail.com. And so that's where you can submit your questions, anything that you want to talk about in the podcast. That's also where you can reach out for sponsors if you want to market your product. Like I said, we get results over here. So if you have a small business, a product, retail, something that you want to put in our next episode, definitely do that. And that's at dearjassy.com, gmail.com. So let's get started. So, we had someone reach out in my messenger. So I have put a meme up and it said something to the effect like, a real woman knows how to handle a busy man. She'll respect his hustle, and a real man will make time for the woman. That's what the meme said, something to that effect. And so in my messenger, I got a response from one of my friend's followers, and her response to the meme was what we're going to talk about today. Let me see. Hey, Shanae, still say, oh, I don't know if it's delayed, but I hopefully you can catch in or you're live right now. Yeah. And I do write. Yes, I do. Hi, Build and Grow. Shout out to you. I appreciate you for turning in every week. But yeah, I write. I have a book. It's called Now I Know. And it's a really dope reflection on just growth, biographies, and saying fuck the matrix. If I'm being honest, it's really a conversation about stepping away from like things that we've been taught to be known as true or right, and really just stepping into yourself and honoring the fact that God is within you, and like as long as you honor that, you won't fail. So just taking your lessons and turning them into blessings, and that's what the book is about. And you can find it on Amazon. Now I Know. And you can find it on my website, JasmineElizabeth.com, JasmineElizabethInc.com. So Now I Know, JasmineElizabethInc.com, or Amazon. And like I said, next week on the 7th, we'll be having an intimate dinner experience to have a conversation and reflect on it. And I think I might do that a couple of times as I continue to grow and promote the book, just really have open conversations throughout the city. So y'all know I'm always up to something. I'll keep you posted. All right. So Tetra is in Denver. Tetra is located at 3039 Walnut. If you're a native, you know that's the east side. If you're a newbie, they call it Rhino, but it's always the east side. So it's 3039 Walnut Street, Denver, Colorado. And like I said, it's from 3 to 7. If you're a smoker, it's a vibe. If you don't like to smoke, it may be a little uncomfortable, but it is a cannabis lounge. So I do like to put that out there. But if that's your thing, come out, smoke with us, have some massages, chill, play spades, watch sports. I mean, this week, and that's another thing. This week we have a bye because we know it's Super Bowl. And now we know the Super Bowl doesn't really matter because the Broncos aren't there. So whatever happens, it just happens. But this coming Sunday, we're having a tournament, a Madden tournament. So if Madden is your thing, if you get down on Madden, we're definitely going to be having a Madden tournament on top of all the other things that are going to be happening. So there'll be a Madden tournament, spades, Uno, domino, taboo, massage therapist, food truck, good music, good people, 3 to 7 on Sunday. Come check it out. Okay. And so, all right, Shanae, you're working now. Okay, cool. So let's hop into the question. So refer back to what I said. So I put up the meme that said that a real woman can respect a real man's hustle, and that a real man will make time for the woman. So the response was, now, can a real man handle a busy woman is the question. I've had more men complain about my schedule, not attempt to schedule a date, but complain. Let me see again. But complain because I'm busy. Otherwise, I don't have time to talk on the phone or text boo. If you want my time, schedule a date. So, someone says, go Patriots. Okay, go Patriots. Not, I mean, my my family is actually in New England, and my son is actually in Massachusetts, so he's definitely on that Patriots train. But I'm a Broncos fan, die hard, and so I don't necessarily jump bandwagons. But if you're for the Patriots, I'm for you for the Patriots. Go for them. Okay, so what do you guys think? Can a real man handle a busy woman is the question. And for our ladies, is that something that you guys come across in regards to when trying to date? Like, do you have issues or challenges with men not really being able to handle your schedule or handle the ability that you have to have so many different hats at one time? So for me, I would say it's been a mixture, to be honest. Exactly, Shanae. I agree. The only Patriots I'm cheering for are G-Dub. Totally agree. And so I don't know your name, but Geico Green says, "What is a real man? What's that mean?" So I think I don't know how to define that either. I think it's just the play on the words for the meme, because the meme said that a real woman could handle a real man's schedule. And so for me, I would say about a man who's disciplined or maybe stable or has some type of structure to them, and however that looks like, right? Like your structure, your stability, how you move can be suitable to you. So are you in a position to where you can handle balancing other people's or balancing a woman's life? So I'd like to hear from the ladies, like, do you have men who struggle with the fact that you have different obligations, different things that you have to do? Or like, do you have men who are like, just be ready at 7 and I'll make it, like, well, I'll take it from there? So I'll wait to see what y'all say. But I'll answer at the same time, because I was kind of saying a little bit of that. So in this dating experience, which I think is so interesting, I've come across both, like understanding that. So here's the thing. I think this is going to sound I'm not trying to sound pick me or anything like that. But I think sometimes in dating, like women, we get far too clingy. Like we expect like way too much in just the dating phases. Like, and it's not to say that you can't have standards or expectations. Like, I'm not saying you can't expect somebody to reach out to you or to communicate to you or to be like in tune with you. But you also have to understand, like, just like you have a life, so does that man. And so I think a lot of times when we get into these dating spaces, we put this like obligation to where men have to press us. Now, on the flip side, I think men do enjoy the pursuit, right? That's what we found out last week, that men do actually enjoy the pursuit. So I'm not saying that part, but I think sometimes we're like, oh, he didn't call me 3 times today and he didn't text me 7 times today, so I'm not interested. And it's like, but that's not real life, right? And I know that's not answering the question. It's kind of flipping the question to the other side because it's asking, like, well, can men handle busy women? But I think it's like both ways. It goes both ways to me. And so in my dynamics, I've had men who understood, like, oh, she really is a single mom. And I've kind of set that boundary very clear. And let me rephrase that. I'm a single woman with children because my kids have really good dads. So I'm not a single mom. But during the beginning of the week, it's me and my kids. And so it's literally just about me and my kids. And some men can really respect that and some men don't. Like some men really can't honor the fact that you don't always have time for them or that you don't have space for them. And so it's been interesting dynamics for both. So I'm curious to hear like how that works for y'all too. And LaDonna says, my schedule is very busy and I make time for conversation because how can you get to know a person? But I like the person to be busy because I am. But even with being busy, making time is important. Exactly. And so that was what the meme was saying. The meme was saying that like a woman can respect a man who's busy. But a man who is busy will make time for a woman that he's interested in. And that was the conversation that we were having last week too, where we were asking like, do men like to be pursued? And it's like, no, men like to do the pursuing, but also understanding that like, if he's a busy man, he's not going to be texting you all fucking day. And to be honest, you don't, well, I can't speak to what you want because you might want somebody who texts you all day. I don't. Like, I look forward to being able to talk to you in the morning and then like catching up with you at the end of the day. But I don't mind little conversation throughout the day, but it's not a necessary thing for me to be like, oh, if he doesn't text me, then I don't think he's interested. I think it's like, you know when they're interested. But Cuff Photography says compromise, patience, and understanding is the key. Without that, then fuck it, move around. Agreed. That's what I say too. Like, yeah, I think compromise is the key. But I do also understand that men do really be, listen, again, y'all know I be having real conversations. Yeah, men are getting a little catty. Like y'all are getting just a smidgen catty, just a smidgen catty. And there are some times where it's like a lot of complaining. It's like, okay, well, if you be proactive, like for instance, I have somebody who's been in my inbox, I kid you not, for over a year and a half. And like he just won't be proactive. He won't like take the initiative, and he'll talk to me and he'll complain about how he can't see me and how he wants to see me. And I'll even tell him spaces that I'll be at to make it, I don't know, like just pop up. It's crazy. And he doesn't, but then he'll complain about the fact that he's single. And so it's like, if you're not even fully pursuing me after a year and a half, then I can't imagine that you're pursuing any other woman. So you can't complain if you're not being like if you want to be the one who's doing the pursuing, then fucking do the pursuing. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be half-assed. I just think, like, if you're going to be all in and you want a woman's attention, then, like, make some plans. Don't complain that she doesn't have space for you. Be like, okay, look, I'm going to take you out this Sunday, 2 o'clock. I'm going to give you a 2-week notice so you can clear your schedule and make it work. But take some initiative there, I think. And Shanae says, I agree. I will make time, but I'm not going to be texting all day. If you want my attention, schedule a date where you can have my attention. That's fair. I agree with that too. I think that's a fair expectation. If that's how you move, I don't think anything's wrong with that at all. And agreed, like Cut Photography said, who's watching their phone all day for notifications? Like, no, I move quick and I might read it. Like, and don't be offended if you're on red. Like, oh, I saw she read my text message, but she didn't answer. Like, okay, I'm sorry. Not really. I'm not sorry. I'll respond as soon as I can. And I think this, like, social media, having your phone, like, people have this expectation that you're accessible at all times. But that's bullshit. It's not true. Like, just because I have my phone with me doesn't necessarily mean that I have to stop what I'm doing in this moment to respond to your text message. Yes, I might read it and be like, oh, okay, let me get back to that. And I'm not, I don't want to say that word. Like, I'm not rude to where, like, if I'm not doing something and I have space to respond, then I'm going to absolutely respond. I won't just ignore you. But if I'm with my kids, I might read what you say and be like, all right, bet. When I put my daughter down, I'll respond, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I don't know. So you guys tell me. This is the second person that asked. Building Girl said, what's the definition of a real man or woman? Y'all tell me. What do you define as a real man or woman? How do you define that? Because that's very subjective. But I started by saying someone who has like some structure to their life. And that doesn't have to be a defined structure to where it makes sense to me. But like, they're stable. They're consistent in what they're doing, however they do it. I don't know. Like, how do you guys define a real man or a real woman? Because I don't have an answer for that either. Again, and those are just like, that was just language from the meme, because the meme said a real woman will respect a real man's hustle. That was the meme. And so that was the feedback for the question. So how do y'all define that? Agreed. Cuff Photography says, a business owner, I have shit to do. And listen, a business owner, a mom, a friend, a human, like you have other responsibilities and things that you want to do. So I think you have to respect that. But I do agree, like, don't complain if I have a schedule, if I have a rhythm. Insert yourself, right? Because if you're the man and you're saying that you want to do the praying or you want to do the pursuing, like, then do that. Insert yourself. Like, follow her schedule, follow her lead, see how she moves, and make a move. That's what I say. What do y'all think? I don't know. So I think the definition of a real man or woman is subjective. If you guys want to put in on that, or if you want to provide insight on that, or provide your thoughts on that, let me know. It is, you could email me or chat me or whatever. How do you define a real man or a real woman? Or you can put it in the chats as we continue to have the conversation. Building Girl says, I don't think it can be defined. It'll be different for everyone. It's the same as normal. What's normal? I agree. I agree to that as well. I definitely agree. LaDonna says, I wouldn't say a real man or woman, but an adult. An adult can handle another adult having a life and being busy outside of them. That, fucking no. Bravo. I agree. And that's why words and fucking language matters. Like, yeah, I would say it's an adult thing. It has nothing to do with being a quote unquote real man or woman, but an adult, like mature, like able to have conversations, able to navigate spaces. And yeah, I agree with that. And Jackie Truth 88 says, I know this is off topic, but I saw this clip that women are attracted to a narcissistic man and despise a Mr. Nice Guy, do everything for you type man. Do you agree? Ooh, I saw that. I didn't see the clip, but I saw a meme about that too, where it was saying like women would rather be with the narcissistic man because like of the fed promises, or like the rush that you get from it, and over being with a nice man who actually honors their word or does what they're supposed to do. Like, I saw that too, and I thought that was so interesting because I can kind of empathize with that, right? And I think a lot of that can kind of come with maturity. I don't know, but I did see that, and I thought that was an interesting conversation. So I'll pose it again. Jackie Truth 88 from YouTube said, do you think women are more attracted to like the bad boy narcissistic man over like the Mr. Nice Guy, the one who does everything for you, like the nice guy? And yeah, I've definitely been there, and it's crazy because I reflected on that. When I was in my early 20s, I had this, when I lived in Florida, there was this dude. He was like the sweetest guy ever. he did, and it wasn't like in a pushover type way. It was like he was dope. He was what you wanted him to be. Like, I didn't ask for anything. He listened, we hung out, it was fun, it was all of those things. And like when I'm older, it's like, damn, he got away. Like, I actually really believe like he's the one that got away for real, for real. Because I wanted to be with the hood niggas. I wanted to be with the rush. I wanted to be with all of those things. And then I think about that, like, oh man, that's a crazy situation. But I think it does come with growth. And I do think that it's a real thing for sure. I do. What do you think, Jackie? Do you think it's a real thing? But as you answer that, I want you guys to also remember that the R Network has so many different shows that come on throughout the week. So even though you catch me here on Friday on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Amazon, there's so many other shows that you can catch throughout the week that have different subjects that range for different things. So starting at the beginning of the week, we have the Mackington Show with 100 Rack 6. And then we have Bet That with Robbie the Rocket. And he talks about different finances, I believe. And then we have Our World starring Sadidi J. And that's a youth panel. It's a super dope youth panel. And then we have me. And then after that, we have the Fly on the Wall. And then we have the Healer Offset. And we have Sports Talk with an Edge, Game Point Sports Talk with an Edge. And Round for Round, where they talk about different boxing, MMA, and all of those things. So, again, tune in after my show for Friday Funk. And then you can also catch Life's Little Gems, the podcast as well. All of these can be streamed on YouTube. So if you miss anything live, definitely check out our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel, our network. And you can also check out our Facebook, our Instagram, our Amazon. Stream us on all of those things. Make sure that you tune in. And then as we're having these conversations, share. You can always post questions in the comments like Jackie Truth 88 did. And you can share it with your network so that we can have more people in the discussion. So that's my little midway plug. And we'll get back into the next conversation or the next email that we got today. But let me see, what did Sean say? Sean says, you make time for who you want and communication is a thing. I'd rather a man take the initiative. Agreed. And that goes back to the conversation that we have been having about like who should be pursuing who, or how does that look, and what is. But okay, on the flip side, I have heard of people being successful the other way, where the woman shot her shot and the nigga was down and it turned out happily ever after. So I'm not saying don't ever do it. I'm just saying I've never done it. Like, I've never been in someone's inbox before. But I think that it's important to definitely allow a man to take an initiative, especially if he's saying that he's interested, or if he's at least having a conversation, for sure. So I agree with that, for real, Sean, that you do make time for who and what you want and how you communicate. Sneaky said, women don't want the good guy. Too boring. She wants the thug life nigga. I can't argue with that, because, again, I can say that comes with maturity. Well, maybe not. Yeah, there's a balance to that. I think it's a balance. Because I think on the flip side, and I know it's not to try to be like, make it about women, but I know in some cases, we good women feel like men don't want good women. Y'all not good women. Y'all want either women that y'all could scam, run game on, or the ones that just don't have much to contribute, but they're, so it's on both ways. But I could see that you feel like women want the hood nigga, because I've been there, done that. But I think it comes with maturity, for sure. Shanae says she likes a shady gray area man. Yeah. I like, Yeah, you grow and you get older, and things begin to change as you mature. For sure, your desires and the shit you tolerate and what excites you, and you get to the point where you just want stability. You don't want the drama. You don't want, it's no longer fun or entertaining. You just want some peace. But it's a phase. I think hood enough to not have a felony. I mean, felonies, those are debatable. But yeah, yeah. Jackie True says, I agree. I'm attracted to guys that don't agree with me, that other women want, and has boundaries. I hate it. Wait. I am attracted to guys that don't agree with me, comma, that other women want, comma, and have boundaries. That's loaded, Jackie. That's a lot. That's a lot. um, but I don't think, okay, so if they're not agreeing with you, then I don't really think you guys are seeing eye to eye. But I understand that idea of like wanting somebody who doesn't really want you. Again, I say this like every other episode. Make sure that you watch He's Just Not That Into You. I know it's white people and I know it's an old movie, but it really puts you on game to understand a little bit about if he is not agreeing with you and he doesn't like you, he really doesn't like you. It's not a game. It's not, please do more, please do more. Like, just keep moving, Jackie, keep moving. Because I feel like you could probably find someone who is into you that doesn't have boundaries that you don't honor and respect. Sean says that she likes a smart nigga, but I do need a little hook. Exactly. Balance. A good balance. A really good balance. I like reformed. It's cool with me. I like sometimes active, depending on how you're active. It depends. It depends. And Teresa said, I used to want a hood nigga partly because I associated them with protection. I found out in life that's not always the case. I would much rather have a good man. Not totally boring, but something like that. Definitely God fearing. Miss T, you said it perfectly. Like, yeah, a good, thorough man. And I feel like to be a good man or a thorough man, you have to have some experience. You have to have some life experience. It doesn't necessarily have to be hood, but I do think I like the way you put that. I do. And that's interesting to say that like you associate hood with protection because yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Mhm. I have to sit with that for a second, but that's a great connection. Like, is that why women like to date hood men or rough men because you feel protected, even though there's so much that comes with that? Like, that's an interesting dynamic because I never even thought about that until you just brought it to that point. Like, do women like hood men because you feel protected? Do you feel like the good guy isn't able to provide that level of protection for you because they're not really flossing their muscle, whereas like hood niggas really do floss their muscle? You know what I mean? Like, that's an interesting dynamic to explore. So tell me y'all's thoughts in the comments. And Miss T, thank you for bringing that up. And that's why I always appreciate all the people in the comments because there's so many different perspectives and walks of life and just things to contribute. So that's why I am so happy y'all make it every Friday. But Jackie said that it's attractive to you and you hate it. So you got to process that a little bit. Sneaky said the good guy don't flex and more than likely a greater protector than the hood nigga. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Like, is it a misconception? Is it a misconception that because he's loud that he'll pop off? Because I know a lot of silent but deadly niggas. Like, I know a lot that you wouldn't even imagine. And they're not loud, they're not hood, but they're with the shits for real. They're real deal shooters. So I agree with that, Sneaky. Like, the good guy keeps it calm. Sean said that she agrees with Miss Teresa. And Carl said a hood man that handles that's what I'm saying. A good balance. A hood man that handles business because you have to know both, especially dealing with me. Like, you have to know both. You got to know how to move in both spaces. But Carl, would you say that um, that the hood piece is where the protection comes in? Like, do you think that that's how the like dealing with the hood nigga brings more of a protection? Like, is that a thought or a perception? How would you see that as a man? I wonder. That's the question that I'm posing to you. And Building Growth says, drink what Kool-Aid? What Kool-Aid am I drinking? Tell me what that means. And so Geico Green says, what sucks is being a good man to women, then get shafted for the hood. You know what? Gecko Green? I hear that so much. And I'm not even lying to you because, again, I talk to all people. I talk to men of all different backgrounds. It's really dope how they just open up to me, right? So that has been a conversation among so many men like Jazz. Y'all really don't want a good man because we can be good to you, we could be loyal to you, we could treat you like the queen you are, but then you'll leave and go be with a nigga that got multiple situations and they could not really handle you, but that's like what you're attracted to. And I've heard it enough from multiple different men to say that there has to be some level of truth to that. So let's talk about that. Like, how does that play out? And what is that even like? Is that trauma or is that like a preference? But it is true. Like, I hear that often. It's like doing all the work to get a college degree, then never getting a job in that field. That's deep. That's deep. Oh, I'm my bad. I agree. There is a difference between a hood man and a hood nigga. So you're right, Carl. You did say the difference. So posing that in the difference between a hood man and a hood nigga, a hood man, I assume, would say reformed, growth, mature, right? You handle your business. You're not out there on your bullshit. I respect that. So as a real hood man, how do you balance, or are you able to navigate being in spaces with other women or with women who are established as well? Because this conversation started with a woman posing, can a real man handle a real woman or a busy woman as well? And so we changed it from saying like a real man or real woman to actually to an adult. So as a man, how do men navigate dealing with women who are adult as well, or who have space to really move and groove in the same space? Like, how do men navigate that is a question, and that's where the conversation started. So I don't know when you hopped in, but that's where we are. So tell me your thoughts there, if you want to. Sean says that's a real thing. Protection comes from being with the respected hood dude. But is that the only form of protection? Like, is it only from a hood man, a hood dude, that you're able to get protection? And is that a like misconception that we have? And does it really put a damper or put a negative connotation for men who may not have lived that lifestyle? There's a difference between niggas and black men. I totally agree, because there's white niggas. Like, you don't gotta be black to be a nigga. I totally agree with that. So apologies if there's any offense taken there. I don't equate niggas to men. Like, that's not what I'm saying here. It's just a matter of the conversation. And so believing that loud hood people are the hardest. Oh no, I don't believe that at all. That's what I literally just said. Like, I know some silent ones who just are really about the business and they're not hood. So I don't believe that. And FFT Water says hood doesn't equal dumb. By no means. Absolutely not. Of course not. Like, no. No one said that either. Like, no one says hood equals, I don't think it equals unbusinesslike or negative. So let's talk about this, because is there a negative connotation to hood? Is that something that we explore? Because for me, I don't take hood negatively. So if I say like he's a hood man or he's reformed, like, that's my preference. So for me, I don't see hood as a negative thing. I don't see it as something that you can walk away from. What I'm saying is, I've had enough conversations with men who are not from that area, who are not from that walk of life, who feel that some women prefer to be with hood men because of a misconception that there's a level of protection there that may not be true. It could be a false perception or something that's not easily depicted from men who aren't as loud. So that's what I'm saying. But no one says that hood is negative, because I love a good hood man. Like, please, all reform, family, daddy, brother, like that's, trust me. So I'm not saying that at all. But Heather says if they actually like her, they'll understand and make plans around her lifestyle. I agree. You'll move accordingly. Like, you'll insert yourself, because the conversation was like, well, there's more complaining about the fact that I'm busy versus actually taking an initiative to make plans. And so we're like, I think you should make plans. And I always believe that if a man wants to, he will. So there should be an initiative there. I don't necessarily believe that men like to be pursued. I think that men like to do the pursuing. So I think there's space for that. Like, and if you want to, you will. But it depends on what, Sean. Like, you said it's levels to this, and it depends. And Heather says we equate hood men to being a warrior. Exactly. Like, thank you, Heather. Like that. Yes. Like, that's new term. And it's not to say that if you didn't have those experiences that you're soft, or that you're not a man, or that you're not incapable. But I do understand that there's conversations around that from men, because men tell me that. And again, like I said in the conversation that I was having earlier, that I've experienced that as well. Like, there was a dude who was super suburban, very protective, like a phenomenal man, and I just was not interested in him by any stretch of the imagination. And that doesn't mean that he was an adult man, but I wanted that rebel life. I wanted that life in that moment, and it was something that I desired. So I'm saying, like, that sentiment is true and it's real, but I don't know why. Like, I can't give you an answer as to why people do that way. But I can say that hood isn't a bad thing. Like, we don't see that as a bad thing. And so LaDonna says someone who knows both book smart and street smart. There's definitely levels. That's all we're saying. That's all we're saying. Hey, Winston, I was wondering if you was going to chime in, but Winston said I'm hood till there's no hood. Respect. Like, I respect that 100%, because if that's, I'll just keep moving. Tilly Pond said, I never dated a good guy. It's just something about the hood man that I like, but he's got to be street smart and book smart, but he's still got to be respected in the streets on all levels. And Heather said, as Black women, knowing you're always targeted, we look for warriors to protect us from the worldly bullshit. And again, this isn't to say that you're not able to protect if you're not hood per se, or if you're from a different lifestyle. It just seems that, I don't know. Men, chime in. What are your perspectives? Because I don't want to speak on behalf of a man or the different perceptions, even though I know that it's real. Like, I know there's a different dynamic between the two. Like, I definitely, Winston said you prefer collect calls versus daily flowers. But why does a hood man have to be doing collect calls? There's square niggas in jail. And I do mean niggas too. There's square men in jail. There's square niggas in jail. There's people who get caught up. That's not, again, so there's that negative perception. What does that even mean? And Sneaky said, what's wrong with, never mind. And then Heather said, but your ass better know how to fight. Agree. Like, you could be soft, but just know how to fight. Know how to be a protector. Just know how to protect. That's all we're asking for. And FFT Water says, it's not hood versus good. It's if they are lame as fuck. Perfect. Couldn't have said it better. It's not hood versus good. Like, we just don't want no lame men. Lame niggas. Like, just no lame shit. Period. Like, be solid. Whether you come from the trenches or the suburbs, just be solid and make us feel protected. Like, assured. Women like assurance. women like to feel assured from wherever space you're from. And I think that that's the underlying issue, or the underlying point is like, we want some assurance there for sure. So we always go into different tangents and different little conversations, and we didn't even get to the second email yet, but we're about to, because we got to wrap it up. We already be on here for a real long time, so we're going to wrap up that one. And if you have any other, like I said, questions, thoughts, insights that you want to add, email them to me, dearjazzy@gmail.com. If you follow me on Facebook, you can shoot me a message in Messenger. Like, that's cool. And security absolutely matters. Like Heather is hitting it on the head. Like, you got to be a secure man. You got to be secure. And Geico Green says, nobody likes a lame good or a lame hood man. Period. Don't be lame. Know how to fight. You don't got to be loud, because we've already established the loudest ones usually be the lamest, if we're honest. Like, you don't got to be loud. You don't have to be any of that. But just be assertive and make sure that your girl feels protective. But I do also acknowledge and honor the fact that there is some truth to the fact that women do prefer men who are a little hood. Well, women that I know, but that there's a change to that. But I do say, like, I hear you, and I don't have a clear answer as to why. But if you read the comments, some of the women have chimed in as to why that's their preference as well. But at the end of the day, I think everybody just wants a good man or a good woman to ride it out with. And whatever that looks like for you can look different, right? So let's go to the next one. So our next one was an interesting email that we got today. So it says, leave it sneaky. So I'm somebody's sneaky link. Cool. I signed up for that. And it's been a good minute. But why did he add me to his close friends and start posting motivational quotes about finding true love and wanting something real? The gag is, I love being with him sexually, but not sure if we have anything outside of that. Should I think those posts are about me or just play it cool? Leave it sneaky. That's cute. All right, did y'all hear that, or did y'all read it? I don't know if y'all can read it while y'all are watching it on Facebook. I don't know, but she says, I'm somebody sneakily. Cool. I signed up for that, and it's been a good minute. But why did he add me to his close friends? So you know how, like, on Instagram, you could put people on close friends to where only a select group of people see your messages? I think that's what she's talking about. And in there, he started posting motivational quotes about finding true love and wanting something real. The gag is, I love being with him, but I'm not sure if we have anything outside of that. Should I think those posts are about me or just play it cool? I'm going to let it sit for a second. Oh, that's a very valid point. And FFC water, I'm gonna pause that, and I'm gonna actually segue that way into like probably the next show. But I do want you to know that I did read your comment. I'm just not gonna read it right now because we'll have that conversation. Because that's a very valid point. And I've had men tell me that too. Like, we're done. Yeah. Okay. So what y'all think? What y'all think? A little bit lighter. Something a little bit lighter. Heather said, let these hoes play their position. Listen, Heather, we need to do a podcast together. You need to come hop up on here with me because I love your responses. Because, listen, he added me to his close friends and started posting motivational quotes. But listen, like, girl, I would keep playing my position. I wouldn't read too deep into none of that shit, because social media will have you assuming some shit, thinking something's about you and it ain't. I don't know. Like, I would just play it cool, especially if you're not trying to do nothing more. Like, if you're not trying to do nothing more. And again, that goes back to that whole initiative thing. Like, if he can't like come out and tell you, like, nigga, what's up? Like, I'm trying to take it to a different level. I'ma keep doing what I'm doing. I agree. Shanae says, you're reading too much into the post. Like, I think, like Heather said, you could be one of 10 close friends. There could be a gang of other broads that he's included in his close friends. And if he's not making it directly to you, and wait, but hold on, you're a sneaky link. That means that he might have a whole other situation because you're the link. You're not even. You don't count. I hate to say that, but if you agreed to be a sneaky link, and even though he added you to his close friends, I'm pretty sure all his close friends stuff, not everything is about finding true love and wanting something real. Like, if you're the sneaky link, then that means that he is doing something or someone else. Like, no, if you like what you are doing, keep doing that. But I wouldn't assume it's anything more. I wouldn't assume that that's about you. Jackie said, posting anything about your relationship is corny. You think so? If you're happy in your relationship, you think it's corny to post it or to share? I don't think it's corny. I don't think it's corny to post it. But Shanae says, enjoy being a sneaky link. Yeah, girl. Like, but what's so interesting is the fact that you assume that's about you. Like, I feel like you might want something more. Like, you might want to explore something more. So I don't know, but it's clear that you're a sneaky link. And we established in a couple of episodes ago that, like, if you're a sneaky link, that means that somebody's cheating because you're sneaking. If you're both single, you don't gotta sneak, so it don't gotta be a sneaky link. And yeah, Winston said you're a bust down. I'd have to agree with that. And Building Gross says that's corny and attention hungry. Exactly. Like, just because he added you to a close friends, that doesn't mean much. That could be his business Instagram, and he only wants certain people to see his public stuff, and he's fucking you. So you made the cut for that, but that doesn't mean like you're hella special. And I know that sounds so harsh, but it's true. Again, we have to stop pretending things are not what they are. Trust me, I did it for a really long time, and it doesn't turn out good for you. So the sooner that you can come to like reality of what situations are or not, and accept them or not, it becomes so much easier for you. And so FFT Water says, I have relations with all my close friends, so don't feel special, boo. That's an interesting dynamic, because so you have sex with your friends? Is that what you're saying? Because I think like once you have sex, you're not friends anymore. I think it's a different dynamic. But is it with your platonic friends? That's interesting. That's an interesting dynamic. Heather said, ladies, please decenter men from your universe. It's 2026. Yo, can I tell you something? That's a powerful statement, because once you actually understand that, because as women, we have been programmed to like get a husband. I was actually having a conversation with a man about this. Like, we're taught get a husband, be a wife, and all of those things. And I'm not saying anything is wrong with them at all. But in that, we're not really taught how to be like dependable and reliable and independent. Not to the point where it's hindering and we can't allow a man in. But it's like, from the time you're a little girl, you're waiting on your Prince Charming or your Cinderella or your all those things. But innately, you're a human. And so you should be able to function and take care of yourself as such. And so when you get to that point, it's like, not to say that you don't You don't need a man. You want a man. And that's the difference. Like when you are relying on a man for a dependency versus something that complements you, I think it's totally different. And so I agree with that. Like when you do everything because you have to have a husband or you need a this, that, and the other, it makes life not as fun. But when you are actually the center of yourself, you attract differently too, and you attract different type of men as well. Like trust me, you're the type of men that you attract versus from need versus want are totally different, totally different. And it happens like quick. It doesn't take long. So I definitely agree with that. And Building Girl says the keyword sneaky, not wifey or situationship. Exactly. So it's like, girl, I wouldn't read into none of that. I would continue to play your part. And if it's been a good minute, stay in your position for a good minute. If you're looking for something more, it's clearly not with this person. Like definitely not with this person. Sneak Geek said, fuck marriage, get money. Why can't we do both? We can be married and get money together. No, I think we can. So we have some good conversations today. I am still curious to hear about definitions of hood versus good, and your thoughts on what else did we talk about? Oh, we're still having the conversations around like pursuit and initiative. Like, do men like to be pursued or do they like to leave it on the woman? And how does that look like? Do men insert themselves into women's days and things of that nature? And then understanding like how to play your role, like not reading too much into things and accepting who you are in everybody's life and understanding that communication matters. Like if you feel like you want to pursue something more, you may want to express that, but I wouldn't express that based on him adding you to his closest friend group, because it's clear that he got somebody else and you're not it. So I don't know. Those are the thoughts for this week. Again, if you have questions, comments, thoughts that you want to share, email them to dearjassy@gmail.com. And that's DEARJASSY, DEARJASSY@gmail.com. And we can continue the conversation. But I'm going to leave you with this thought that Sneaker Geek left, where they said marriage is expensive. So do you not get married because it's expensive? Let me know your thoughts. You can leave it actually in the comments on this podcast. If you rewatch it, you can shoot me an email or a message and we can continue the conversation. But until then, I will see you guys next week.